जय हिंद दोस्तों, वेलकम। आज मैं आप सभी के साथ मई के करंट अफेयर्स लेके आया हूँ, इन विच वी आर गोइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड द करंट अफेयर्स वेरी थॉरली, क्योंकि पेपर में आ रहे हैं। कई बार अवार्ड्स पे अगर मैं स्टार्ट कर रहा हूँ अवार्ड से, तो पूछा जाता है कि भाई ये जो अवार्ड है इसमें क्या दिया जाता है। ये चीज़ें आजकल यूपीएससी पूछ रहा है, या अवार्ड की हिस्ट्री पूछ रहा है, तो वो भी कवर करेंगे आज के सेशन में। दिस इज़ गोइंग टू बी अ वेरी कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव सेशन। अगर आप में से किसी को भी ये पीडीएफ चाहिए हो, आपके दिया हुआ व्हाट्सअप नंबर, हमारा टेलीग्राम, हमारा इंस्टाग्राम, यू कैन गेट द पीडीएफ फ्रॉम देयर। लेट्स फोकस ऑन द फर्स्ट वन, पुलिट्जर प्राइज, जो कि नॉर्मली 23 कैटेगरीज में दिया गया, राइट, इंक्लूडिंग 15 कैटेगरीज ऑफ जर्नलिज्म एंड 8 कैटेगरीज ऑफ बुक्स, ड्रामा एंड म्यूजिक। परसिवल एवरेट्स नॉवल, जेम्स इज रेडिकल। इसमें मेरे भाई आपको कुछ नहीं आने वाला, सीधा मैं मुंह पे बोल रहा हूँ, क्योंकि जो अगर कोई इंडियन जीता तो देन इट वुड हैव बीन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। जैसे पब्लिक सर्विस में कविता सोराना, लीजी, इसमें भी अगर कोई आएगा तो आएगा। अदरवाइज जर्नलिज्म लिटरेचर में दिया जाता पुलिट्जर प्राइज, नॉट वेरी क्रूशियल। नेक्स्ट इज इंपॉर्टेंट, वर्ल्ड फूड प्राइज, जो कि ब्राजीलियन साइंटिस्ट मेरियांगेला हंगेरिया, हंगरी से याद भी रहेगा, फूड और हंगरी रिलेशन, और मैरियाना इंगेला, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, पक्का आना पेपर में, चाहे एनडीए का पेपर हो चाहे सीडीएस का पेपर हो। वर्ल्ड फूड प्राइज फाउंडेशन ने दिया 5 लाख डॉलर्स का, क्लियर है, $500,000 प्राइज। दिस पर्सन पायनियर्ड राइजोबिया बेस्ड नाइट्रोजन फिक्सेशन इन लेग्यूम्स। और ये जो प्राइज है एक तरह का नोबेल प्राइज है। किन के नाम पे है? नॉर्मन बारलोग, जिनको फादर ऑफ ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन कहा जाता है। और इसके पहले रिसिपिएंट इंडिया के थे एम एस स्वामीनाथन। ये प्राइज दिया किसको जाता है? एग्रीकल्चर, न्यूट्रिशन, फूड टेक्नोलॉजी और हंगर एलिवेशन। नेक्स्ट बात करते हैं नेशनल फ्लोरेंस नाइटिंगेल अवार्ड्स फॉर एक्सेप्शनल नर्सिंग प्रोफेशनल्स को दिया गया, 15 nurses from various regions, and the National Florence Nightingale Award was instituted by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, which honors the dedication, compassion, and resilience define the nursing profession, right? Registered nurses, midwives, auxiliary nurse, midwives, and lady health visitors में दिए गए। Do remember this one, right? Next one आइए, 78th Cannes Film Festival, Robert De Niro, already Palme d'Or, for his outstanding contribution to cinema. Leonardo DiCaprio presented the award, recalling their collaboration in this boy's life as a pivot moment in his career. Next आइए, not very important, Miss World organization has announced the celebrated actor and the founder of the Sood Charity Foundation, Sonu Sood, will be presented with the prestigious humanitarian award at the grand finale of 72nd Miss World International Festival in Telangana. This is important. Next is very important, La Priscina, Nicaragua's oldest newspaper, has been awarded UNESCO Guillermo Cano World Press Freedom Prize for its resilient journalism and repression by the Ortega Murillo government on the occasion of World Press Freedom Day. Clear, it is named after the journalist Guillermo Cano Isasa. नेक्स्ट बात करते हैं भुवन रिबू, इंडियन चाइल्ड एक्टिविस्ट है, मेडल ऑफ ऑनर मिला वर्ल्ड ज्यूरिस्ट एसोसिएशन at 2025 World Law Congress, which was held in Dominican Republic. Bhuvan Revishu became the first Indian lawyer to receive the Medal of Honor. Next is very very important, Gyanpith Award, 58th ज्ञानपीठ अवार्ड, याद रखिएगा, दो जनों को मिला, एक तो गुलजार को एंड संस्कृत स्कॉलर जगत गुरु रामभद्राचार्य, रामभद्राचार्य, दोनों याद रखिए। और गुलजार का असली नाम है संपूर्ण सिंह कालरा। क्लियर है जी? ये भी पक्का याद है। राम भद्राचार्य, who was founder of the Tulsi Peeth in Chitrakoot, renowned Hindi spiritual leader, educator, and writer of more than 250 books and texts. Right? This is again very important. Sanskrit scholar was given a citation plaque and cash prize and replica of Vagdeshwari Saraswati. Oldest, highest literary award, Shahu Shanti Prasad Jain or Aram Jain, annually by Bharatiya Jnanpith. ये दिया किसमें जाता है? इंग्लिश एंड वेरियस इंडियन लैंग्वेजेस. Recipient of Jnanpith Award, right? Do remember this one. Receive a cash prize of rupees 11 lakh and statue of Vagdevi, and then celebrating their this literary award. Let's move to the next one. और 59th को भी बता दिया जाए, विनोद कुमार शुक्ला. 2023 का हुआ जिसको मिला अभी. दो बंदों को मैंने बताया 58th में. क्लियर है? एक तो गुलजार साहब और जगत गुरु राम भद्राचार्य. विनोद कुमार शुक्ला को मिलेगा 59th. फर्स्ट राइटर फ्रॉम छत्तीसगढ़ टू बी ऑनर्ड. नेक्स्ट है ये इंटरनेशनल बुकर प्राइज. मनु बानु मुश्ताक, फर्स्ट इंडियन ऑथर राइटर इन कन्नड़ा. वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, पक्का आना है. To win the International Booker Prize for book Hurt Lamp, translated from Kannada by Deepa Bhasti. First time Kannada has been honored. Hurt Lamp, which interprets inhabits the faultiness, silent revolts in the everyday life of Muslim. Please mark it. Very, very important. Man Booker Prize. Banu Mushtaq. American Music Award फॉर इंडियन ओरिजिन सिंग सॉन्ग राइटर. राजा कुमारी, ये भी मैंने कई बार सुना है इनका. इंडियन अमेरिकन म्यूजिक अवार्ड फॉर आर्केन लीग ऑफ लीजेंड्स सीजन 2 at 51st एम. Not very important. Sadhguru, the founder of Isha Foundation, has been honored with Global Indian of the Year award by Canada Indian Foundation. This award recognizes his contribution to elevating human consciousness and promoting ecological efforts. Miss Indonesia Monica Kezia, the top spot at the talent final of Miss World 2025. शिल्पा कला वेदिका, याद रखिएगा जी, शिल्प कला वेदिका. Both the audience and the judges earning her first place in the competition. तो ये थे अवार्ड्स. अब जरा कुछ इंडेक्सेस चेक करें जो कि काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है. ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट इंडेक्स तो बार बार आता रहता है, आप सभी को याद होगा. पाकिस्तानी इकोनॉमिस्ट डॉक्टर महबूब उलक और इंडियन इकोनॉमिस्ट डॉक्टर अमृत्य सेन ने मिल के दिया है ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट इंडेक्स. इस पर क्वेश्चन आपके ज्योग्राफी से भी आते हैं. तीन चीज़ें हम देखते हैं: एजुकेशन, हेल्थ एंड ग्रोथ. जीडीपी पर कैपिटा, जीएनपी पर कैपिटा, ये चीज़ है. और उसमें हेल्थ में हम मेजर करते क्या चीज़ है जी? दैट इज लाइफ एक्सपेक्टेंसी. इन एजुकेशन इट इज एक्सपेक्टेड ईयर्स ऑफ स्कूलिंग एंड मीन्स ऑफ स्कूलिंग. और आखिरी है ग्रॉस पर कैपिटा. 2023 का भी रैंक आया इंडिया का कितना? 130. ये सारे जो पैरामीटर्स हैं वो इधर कई गुना बेहतर इस फोटो में सारे दिख रहे हैं आपको. क्लियर है जी? लाइफ एक्सपेक्टेंसी में 72, एक्सपेक्टेड ईयर्स ऑफ स्कूलिंग थोड़ा डिक्रीज हुआ, मीन ईयर्स ऑफ स्कूलिंग, एंड देन ग्रॉस इनकम पर कैपिटा. क्लियर है जी? इंडिया 130th रैंक से है. बांग्लादेश सेम वैल्यू पे है जी. और बाकी अगर बात करें, भूटान हमसे आगे है, मालदीव्स आ गया, श्रीलंका आ गया, ईरान आ गया. चलिए फिर बढ़ते हैं आगे. पंचायत एडवांसमेंट इंडेक्स. मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ पंचायती राज organized a 2-day national right shop on rolling out Panchayat Advancement Index version 2.0. Has more than 100 indicators and it provides a comprehensive picture. A recent study has identified a link between phthalate exposure, particularly from plastics, and an increase in cardiovascular deaths. Dithiohexyl phthalate, a common phthalate used in plastics, was specifically studied and found to be associated with heart disease deaths, clearly among the age between 55 to 64. The findings may shape global policy, particularly UN's plastics treaty. क्लियर है phthalates जो है ये काफ़ी ज़्यादा डेंजरस है एक्सपोजर से हो क्या रहा है कार्डियोवास्कुलर डेथ्स हो रही हैं Himalayan Cleanup 2024 report Zero Waste Himalaya an integrated mountain initiative. The theme is reflect, switch, and demand. Represent 44% of total waste collected across all particular regions. 87% was identified as plastic with a significant portion, 79% non-recyclable. Food packaging was found as a primary source of plastic waste. Global Methane Track Report released by International Energy Agency. About 145 million tons of methane emissions occurred from the energy sector. And the key highlight is that more than 80 million metric ton of this came from the oil and gas facilities, is estimated to be responsible for 30% of the increase in the global temperature. थ्री मेन सेक्टर्स एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर आपको पता है राइस पैडी जो जब लगाई जाती है पैडी और पानी खड़ा रखना पड़ता है दैट इज फुल ऑफ मिथेन गैस रिलीज होती है एनर्जी सेक्टर से और वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट सेक्टर से अगर आपने ग्रीन हाउस गैसेस भी पढ़ी हैं उसमें मिथेन इज वन ऑफ द ग्लोबल वार्मिंग गैस और इसका हीटिंग पोटेंशियल भी बहुत है ग्लोबल वार्मिंग पोटेंशियल भी नेक्स्ट बात करेंगे जी कंपोजिट बैकवर्डनेस इंडेक्स first of its kind composite backwardness index using caste census data to measure disparities 243 subcasts enumerated in the survey by the Telangana government under the chairmanship of Justice Sudarshan Reddy. Next, a study has revealed that the Earth was struck by the most powerful solar storm ever recorded previously, 14,300 years ago. Last ice age was about 18% stronger than the previous record. The storm's intensity was determined by analyzing carbon 14 isotopes in preserved tree rings and using a climate model to stimulate the storm's effects under glacier. New data revealed that the Gamburstve subglacial mountains were formed over 500 million years ago. The GSM are completely buried mountain range between beneath the eastern Arctic ice and sheet. The mountains were first discovered in 1858 by a Soviet seismic expedition. Millions of birds across Mediterranean littoral spanning Europe, North Africa, and West Asia continue to be illegally killed. Despite commitments by the countries to halve such activities of illegal killing, taking, and trade of this thing by 2030. Bern Convention and the Convention on Migratory Species, a Rome strategic plan to eradicate IKB in Europe and the Mediterranean with a target of 50%. While the Bern Convention is the first international treaty to protect both species and habitats, promoting coordinated conservation across Europe and the other parts of Africa. ये बर्न कन्वेंशन है जी बॉन नहीं है और बॉन कन्वेंशन भी है BONN ये भी चेक करिएगा दिस इज बर्न which is not only protecting the birds but also the habitats. World Economic Situation and the Prospects report released by UN, India is the world's fastest growing large economy with a projected growth of 6.3%. Growth occurs at a precarious moment for the global economy and which is facing headwards from the rising trade tensions and the policy. World Press Freedom Index, usually annually reported by Reporters Without Borders, India's ranking improved slightly to 151st place out of 180 countries. India remains in the very serious to severe category. Ranking is lower than some of its neighbors like Nepal, Maldives, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, but higher than the Bhutan, Pakistan, and Myanmar. याद रखें वर्ल्ड प्रेस फ्रीडम इंडेक्स. Shingles vaccine may reduce the risk of developing dementia. These vaccinated have 23% lower risk of developing cardiovascular conditions. Shingles is a viral infection that causes painful rashes. Can occur anywhere on the body but typically looks like a single strip. Viksit Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan. It was launched in Kosalganga, Bhubaneswar. Boost क्या करेगा agriculture production. The Tripura government announced the launch in the state of the central government's ambitious nationwide Mixed Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan. Pan India campaign announced by the Union Minister. Awareness will be raised in the villages and Gram Panchayats of the Tripura about all the states. Electronics and Communication Ministry, Railways and the IB, Sri Ashwini Vaishnav inaugurated two state-of-the-art design facilities of Renaissance Electronics Private Limited in Noida and Bangalore. Not very important. ECI Net is a new digital platform developed by Election Commission of India to provide single user-friendly interface for all electoral related activities. Prashast app, disability screening tool developed by NCRT, launched in Delhi schools to identify students with suspected disability at the early stage. PM Shri School for Rising India. It is centrally sponsored scheme upgrading and developing 14,500 schools into model schools. That will be National Education Policy 2020. Will serve as examples and mentors for other schools in the respective regions. The scheme will be implemented over a period of 5 years, more from 2022 to 2026. Zero FIR system, which was launched by Home Minister in Delhi under the Indian Cyber Crime Coordination Center, improve the efficiency of investigating cyber financial frauds, helps cyber fraud victims the FIRs easily, complaints via National Cybercrime Reporting. Honorary rank promotion scheme. Ministry of Home Affairs may introduce a person below the officer rank in the Central Armed Forces and the Assam Rifles. Grants retiring personnel an honorary rank one level higher than on their last day of the service without any accomplishment, financial or pension benefits. Ayush Suraksha Portal to address the issues of misleading advertisements and address adverse drug drug reactions, empowers both citizens and professionals to actively contribute to preserving the integrity. Swachh Sarvekshan Gramin 2025, Department of Drinking Water and the Sanitation will conduct a comprehensive assessment. The Kerala government launched Jyothi, an initiative to ensure children of migrant workers get access to education. मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कंज्यूमर अफेयर्स श्री प्रहलाद जोशी, डिपोट दर्पण पोर्टल, अन्न मित्रा एंड अन्न सहायता. Bihar has secured the first position in India for successfully implementing PMFME, that is Pradhan Mantri Formalization of Micro Food Processing Enterprises Scheme, to address the challenges faced by the micro enterprises. Objective is to support farmer producer organizations, self-help groups, and the producer cooperatives to support application formalization of these enterprises. तो ये थ्योरी अभी तक हमने डिस्कस कर लिए गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स पे और इंडेक्सेस पे और अभी अवार्ड्स पे. अब बढ़ते हैं इकोनॉमी की तरफ. नमस्कार दोस्तों, वेलकम टू द सेशन फॉर टुडे. वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस द मई करंट अफेयर्स. अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक इन द करंट अफेयर्स इज डिफेंस आस्पेक्ट, जो कि हर बारी आपके हर एग्जाम में यूपीएससी जो पूछता डिफेंस पे पूछता जी क्वेश्चंस. कोई नई मिसाइल, कोई एक्सरसाइज जो न्यूज़ में है उस पर क्वेश्चन आना ही आना है. सो लेट्स मेक श्योर कि हम चीज़ें अच्छे से कवर करें. आज हम मई के करंट अफेयर्स के टॉपिक वाइज करंट अफेयर्स पकड़ रहे हैं. सबसे पहला काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है, प्रोजेक्ट कुशा. ये याद रखिएगा जी, ये भारत इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स लिमिटेड का प्रोजेक्ट है, जो कि एक पब्लिक सेक्टर सरकारी कंपनी है. मैन्युफैक्चर्स एयर डिफेंस सिस्टम्स लाइक आकाश तीर, advancing efforts to develop a S-400 type indigenous long range surface to air missile system. S-400 आपको पता न्यूज़ में काफ़ी ज़्यादा रहा जब ऑपरेशन सिंदूर हमारे साथ लड़ाई चल रही थी इन देशों की. किन की? पाकिस्तान के साथ. तो रशिया से जो हमने S-400 लिया, वैसा ही हम खुद का बनाना चाह रहे हैं. उसका नाम है प्रोजेक्ट कुशा. और उसमें बना कौन रहा? भारत इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स लिमिटेड. डीआरडीओ भी इसमें है. DRDO's development partner for several subsystems of project. Apart from Project Kusha, Bell is also working on quick reaction surface to air missile, right? Along its indigenous efforts to continue to operate Russian made S-400 Triumph air defense system. These are capable of tracking and engaging multiple targets simultaneously. आज आप सभी को समझ भी आ चुका है, लड़ाई अब हवा में है. और जब हमारा जंग चल रहा था पाकिस्तान के साथ, चाहे वो चला 4 दिन, S-400 बहुत न्यूज़ में रहा. उसी तरह हम इंडिया बना रहे हैं प्रोजेक्ट कुशा के तहत खुद का S-400. नेक्स्ट बात करते हैं जी, इग्ला एस. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ये एयर डिफेंस मिसाइल है. ये भी रशिया ने दी है हमें. एयर डिफेंस मिसाइल्स, राइजिंग टेंशन जब हमारी पाकिस्तान के साथ थी, तो मैन पोर्टेबल एयर डिफेंस इसको कहा जाता है. रशिया ने बनाई है इग्ला एस. मार्क करिए, इंपॉर्टेंट है. हैंड हेल्ड डिफेंस सिस्टम दैट कैन बी ऑपरेटेड बाय इंडिविजुअल और क्रू. क्लियर है? आप इसी से मार के एयरक्राफ्ट को नीचे गिरा सकते हो. न्यूट्रलाइज एयर टारगेट्स सच एज क्रूज मिसाइल्स एंड ड्रोन्स. वंडरफुल. इग्ला एस. ऑपरेशन सिंदूर बहुत अच्छे से सुना, पर वहां पर सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज हमने जो सुनी, ये तो पता ही है, आर्मी एयरफोर्स नेवी तीनों द्वारा हमने ये अटैक किया. प्रिसीजन स्ट्राइक्स थी. पर जो न्यूज में वेपन्स थे वो जरूर देखने आपने. स्कैल्प, हैमर, कामिकाजे ड्रोन्स, उसके बाद रफेल और S-400. स्कैल्प क्या था? स्टॉर्म शैडो एयर लॉन्च्ड लॉन्ग रेंज प्रिसीजन मिसाइल. इज अ लॉन्ग रेंज एयर लॉन्च क्रूज मिसाइल जिसकी रेंज है 500 किलोमीटर. वॉरहेड ब्रोच which penetrates bunkers and hardened facilities, deployed for precision strikes against the high value fixed targets. Hammer क्या जी? agile modular munition, an extended range precision guided bomb. मीडियम रेंज है, ये बॉम्ब है जी. हैमर. क्लियर है जी? तो ये चीजें जरूर चेक करें. अब आगे बात करते हैं ऑपरेशन शिवा. इंडियन आर्मी का ऑपरेशन कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव सिक्योरिटी इनिशिएटिव टू प्रोवाइड फुल प्रूफ सिक्योरिटी टू द 38 एयर डे लॉन्ग अमरनाथ यात्रा. Sacred Amarnath Yatra Shrine in J&K located at an altitude of 3888 meters. क्लियर हो गया जी ये भी ऑपरेशन शिवा. नेक्स्ट INS अर्नाला. ये पहली सबमरीन वॉरफेयर है, वॉरफेयर शैलो वाटर क्राफ्ट. ये डिलीवर की गई इंडियन नेवी को. फर्स्ट 8 इंडिजिनसली बिल्ट ASWSWC. ASW भी समझ आ रहा है, एंटी सबमरीन वॉरफेयर. और फिर शैलो वाटर क्राफ्ट है, ये भी याद रखना, शैलो वाटर क्राफ्ट. ये खुद बनाई है IRS, रूल्स ऑफ इंडियन रजिस्टर ऑफ शिपिंग से, अंडर अ पब्लिक प्राइवेट पार्टनरशिप ऑफ GRSC with MSLNT. Largest Indian naval warship powered by diesel engine water jet propulsion system. 80% of ships components are sourced indigenously. क्लियर हो गया जी ये सभी को. INS अर्नाला. हेरोप ड्रोन्स. इंडियन आर्म फोर्सेस रिसेंटली डिप्लॉयड इजरायली ओरिजिन हरोप ड्रोन्स. ये भी न्यूज में बहुत थे. प्रिसीजन स्ट्राइक्स ऑन एयर डिफेंस सिस्टम इन पाकिस्तान. ये वहां पर हमने यूज भी किए थे. और ये डेवलप किसने की? MBT मिसाइल्स डिवीजन ऑफ इजराइल एरोस्पेस इंडस्ट्रीज. बिलोंग्स टू अ क्लास ऑफ वेपन्स नोन एज लोइटरिंग munitions designed to hover a designated area for up to 9 hours. हेरोप याद रखिए, ड्रोन्स जो कि इसराइल से लिए. ये टर्किश सोंगर ड्रोन्स जो पाकिस्तान ने यूज किए हमारी तरफ इन 36 मिलिट्री एंड सिविलियन साइट्स इन इंडिया पोस्ट पहलगाम अटैक हॉस्टिलिटीज. Manufactured by Turkey-based defense company Asiscard. Armed with drum-type grenade launcher, which can fire up to 2 grenades within range of 400 to 500, 450 meters. Non-lethal version can carry up to 8 tear gas or smoke canisters. क्लियर है जी. ये था जी टर्किश सोंगर ड्रोन्स. ब्रह्मोस आप सभी ने शुरू से मेरे से पढ़ते जा रहे हो या कोई भी पढ़ता है ब्रह्मोस तो पता है, ब्रह्मपुत्र और मॉस्कोवा रशिया के साथ हमारा जो समझौते के तहत सुपरसोनिक मिसाइल अब हम खुद बना रहे हैं. क्लियर. फास्टेस्ट सुपरसोनिक मिसाइल क्रूज मिसाइल. स्पीड ऑफ मैच 2.8. याद है सभी को, मैच नंबर हमने फिजिक्स में भी पढ़ा हुआ है. विच मीन्स द स्पीड ऑफ द दैट जो मिसाइल है और डिवाइडेड बाय स्पीड इट द साउंड इट प्रोड्यूस. साउंड की स्पीड तो एक 344 है, ये कितने टाइम स्पीड ऑफ साउंड से ज्यादा है उसको मैच नंबर कहते हैं. क्लियर हो गया जी. फायर एंड फॉरगेट प्रिंसिपल पे चलती है. नेक्स्ट इंटीग्रेटेड एयर कमांड कंट्रोल सिस्टम. Indian Force proved its mettle recently during the tensions between India and Pakistan. Automated command and control network developed to integrate all air defense assets for a comprehensive and real-time air threat response. Next है जी भार्गवस्त्र. Trials of Bhargavastra, India's first micro missile based counter drone system for आर्मी एयर डिफेंस, जिसको डेवलप किया सोलर डिफेंस एंड एरोस्पेस लिमिटेड ने. भार्गवस्त्र ये माइक्रो मिसाइल सिस्टम है, क्लियर, काउंटर करने के लिए ड्रोन्स को. स्मॉल एरियल ड्रोन्स बियॉन्ड 6 किलोमीटर and it supposed simultaneous launch of 64 micro missiles. Wonderful. भार्गवस्त्र पक्का फोकस करें इस पे भी, इंपॉर्टेंट है. ऑपरेशन कैलर eliminated लश्कर तोयबा operatives including TRF chief in Shopian and striking a major blow to terrorism in Kalar. The Indian Army launched a search and destroy operation in the Shoal Kalar area of Shopian district, provided by Rashtriya Rifles Unit. 2 other terrorists were gunned down during the operation. तीस्ता प्रहार, a field exercise conducted by Indian Army North Bengal. क्योंकि तीस्ता रिवर उधर ही चलती है, आप सभी को याद होगा, लाइफलाइन ऑफ सिक्किम, ब्रह्मपुत्र की ट्रिब्यूटरी. तीस्ता फील्ड फायरिंग रेंजेस में focus on demonstrating operational readiness and joint operation capabilities, showcase seamless coordination among various combat and support arms, infant artillery, armored corps, mechanized infantry and paraspecial. Next आइए जी, India has deployed Rafale fighter jets and the S-400 air defense system near Siliguri corridor known as Chicken Neck, जो कि आपको सभी को पता है दिस इज चिकन स्नैक बेसिकली, काफी इंपॉर्टेंट है, connecting mainland to its northeastern states, which is also known as SA-21 Gauler, is a long-range surface-to-air missile developed by Russia in 1980s. इंडिया ने क्या नाम रखा हुआ, सुदर्शन चक्र, can reach a maximum speed of 17,000 km per hour, allowing them to intercept fast-moving targets, including high-speed aircraft and ballistic missiles. Operate at an altitude of 10 meters and 30 kilometers, including intercepting missiles. क्लियर है जी? नेक्स्ट चेक करिए, आईएनएस कौंडिन्य, जल्दी जरा एक बारी, एक सेकंड। आईएनएस कौंडिन्य, it is a stressed sail ship recently inducted into Indian Navy, 5th century ship depicted in the Ajanta cave painting after a legendary mariner, is a testament to India's rich maritime heritage and shipbuilding traditions. Is based at Karwar and is scheduled to undertake a voyage along the ancient trade route from Gujarat to Oman later this year. क्लियर है? कपड़े वाली जो हम अलिफ लैला देखते थे चद्दर से जो चलती थी शिप्स, उसका नाम है आईएनएसवी कौंडिल्या, 5th century शिप। क्लियर है जी? वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, लेजेंडरी मैराइनर है कौंडिल्या। नेक्स्ट, नोमैडिक एलिफेंट, जो कि एक्सरसाइज हुई है हमारी किसके साथ, मंगोलिया के साथ। क्लियर है? 17th एडिशन हुई है, कहाँ पर हुई, उलन बेतार में। राजधानी इनकी इनहांसिंग interoperability and operational capabilities in counter-terrorism and UN mandated operations. इसमें 45 पर्सनल गए, ये तो कुछ नहीं देखना। नेक्स्ट बढ़िए, ऑपरेशन शील्ड। ऑपरेशन शील्ड, दिस वन इज अगेन इंपॉर्टेंट, mock drill exercise focused on enhancing emergency preparedness in 5 Indian states, which involves civil defense simulations, took place on 31st April. The drills will stimulate responses to पोटेंशियल थ्रेट्स, जो था उसके लिए प्रिपेयर्डनेस के लिए था ऑपरेशन शील्ड। Rajnath Singh, our defense minister, will virtually inaugurate BrahMos supersonic missile production unit at Uttar Pradesh Defense Industrial Corridor in Lucknow. ब्रह्मोस के बारे अभी हमने पढ़ा ही है। नेक्स्ट, राहत एक्सरसाइज, इंडियन आर्मी इंजीनियर्स अंडर स्पेयर कॉप्स एंड द नेशनल डिजास्टर response fund conducted 3-day joint drill to strengthen the disaster preparedness. और कहाँ पर, रंगा पहाड़ मिलिट्री स्टेशन है दीमापुर नागालैंड। तो ये थे डिफेंस के करंट अफेयर्स। अब इन्वायरमेंट के करंट अफेयर्स देखते हैं। आजकल आपको भी पता है इन्वायरमेंट इज बिकमिंग वेरी क्रूशियल इन यूपीएससी एवरी एग्जाम, चाहे डिफेंस के हो चाहे सिविल सर्विसेज। इंटेंस स्टॉर्म दैट हिट दिल्ली appeared in unusual shape in IMD's weather radar, and the storm looked like a crescent or a archer's bow. Technical terms presentation of storms are bow echoes. Clear, bow echoes because they are often precursor to more destructive windstorms. Bow echo is a radar signature of a high wind driven storm front. Government has approved the establishment of a national referral center for wildlife in Gujarat's Junagadh district to track wildlife diseases and especially those transmissible to humans. Right, let's move on to the next one then. Or first, green status assessment for lion under the green status of species, largely depleted category from North Africa and Southwest. ये भी भाई पढ़ लीजिएगा जी. Global standard for measuring species recovery and assessing conservation impact. Covers any species except microorganisms. 8 green status categories. Extinct in the wild, critically depleted, largely depleted, depleted, and this thing. It basically complements the red list. While the red list focuses on extinction, green status adds insight into how species can recover. Is optional part of red list assessments. Next, net zero framework to combat climate change by reducing GHG emission from shipping, aiming for net zero emission by 2050. इंटरनेशनल मैरीटाइम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने टारगेट किया कि भाई आर नेट ज़ीरो कार्बन स्ट्रेटजी सर्विस, ताकि जो मेराइन ट्रांसपोर्ट है वो बिल्कुल पोल्यूशन फ्री हो, लीगली बाइंडिंग होगा ग्लोबली. फर्स्ट इनिशिएटिव टू कंबाइन ग्लोबल emissions लिमिट्स विद कार्बन प्राइसिंग फॉर एंटायर इंडस्ट्रियल सेक्टर. Genome of Saula, the world's rarest large land mammal. New hope for its conservation through genetic rescue and captive breeding. It is critical endangered bovine, often called the Asian unicorn. Due to its extreme rarity, the conservation status is critically endangered here. Or Saula. Anak Karakatau's deadly 2018 collapse witnessed unnoticed ground movement. Now exposed through satellite radar, stratovolcano located in Sunda between Java and Sumatra in Indonesia is a part of the Ring of Fire, a chain of volcanoes in the Pacific Fire. Emerged from the sea in 1927 and is the offspring of the catastrophic Karakatau eruption. ये भी काफी न्यूज में रहा. पेरिटो मोरिनो, ये क्या है? ये फेमस ग्लेशियर है, known for its relative stability. That glacier is now retreating with noticeable ice carving events. Next, Operation Olivia, Indian Coast Guard to protect the endangered olive ridley sea turtles during their breeding and nesting season. A record of nearly 6.98 lakh olive ridley turtles nested at Rishikulya river mouth. Focuses on preventing illegal trawling and other threats of these turtles, particularly at Ghari Matha beach nearly nearby areas. Next, increasing human elephant conflicts. Karnataka handed over 4 Kumki elephants to Andhra. Kumki elephants highly skilled in conflict mitigation and will assist in controlling wild elephant movements. तो ये कर्नाटका ने अभी अभी गिफ्ट किए आंध्रा को 4 Kumki elephants. Population of Asiatic lions in Gujarat rose from 674 to 891 under 16th lion census. Clearly 32.2% increase हुआ 2020 के बाद. 15 census. Non-forested areas may have risen 340 and 44.2% now resides outside the traditional protected area. Now it is under vulnerable status from endangered species. Nurdles, small plastic pellets about the size of lentil, are melted down to almost all plastic products. They are a significant source of microplastic pollution and pose a threat to the marine ecosystem, potentially human health. So are known as mermaid tears, easily transported and can spill into environment during the production. 600 million year old stromatolites in the Himalayas provide evidence of a lost ocean and early stages of Earth's atmosphere. The ancient layered rock-like structure formed by microorganisms are among the oldest records of life on Earth. Clear, was found near the Chamba Ghat, indicate the areas was once submerged under the sea, Death Sea. आप सभी ने मेरे साथ ज्योग्राफी में पढ़ा ही है कि जो हिमालय से ये दो प्लेट्स जब मर्ज होती बीच में टेथी सी था, यही उठ के बना है हिमालय। और वो टेथी सी के आज भी कुछ ना कुछ एविडेंसेस मिल रहे हैं ऑन द हिमालयास। ग्रीन फी, हवाई, जो कि 50th स्टेट है, पहली यूएस की स्टेट बनी है टू इम्प्लीमेंट अ क्लाइमेट इम्पैक्ट फी, a tax on tourists to support environmental initiative, to fund climate change resilience efforts and preserve the islands। तो ये थे इन्वायरमेंट के करंट अफेयर्स। अब बात करते हैं इंटरनेशनल न्यूज़ की। काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट रहती है, कोई ना कोई इंपॉर्टेंट समिट हुआ, कोई नया राष्ट्रपति बना, कुछ ना कुछ आता रहता है। चाइनीज साइंटिस्ट, इन्होंने स्पेस स्टेशन पे वहां पर न्यू स्पीशीज ऑफ बैक्टीरिया डिस्कवर किया। उसका नाम रखा न्याला तंगड़गलिच, was found in the Shanzhou 15 crewed mission, which returned to Earth in June 2023. New species has been discovered abroad aboard Tiangong. Next, Siang Upper Multi-Purpose Project. चेक करिए जरा। अब अगर आप चेक करो तो मेरे भाई ऑलरेडी ये जो है ब्रह्मपुत्र रिवर आ रही, इसको सैंगपो यारलैंड कहते हैं चाइनीज। इसके ऊपर इन्होंने डैम बना बना के, जैंगमू डैम है। ये जो बैंड आपको याद होगा नामचा बड़वा से, यहाँ पर बना रहे मेडॉग डैम। एक सेकंड, मेडॉग प्रोजेक्ट एज अ पार्ट ऑफ थ्री गॉर्जेस डैम। क्लियर है जी, ये बना रहे हैं इस पे ऊपर। और इंडिया भी रिस्पॉन्ड कर रहा बाय बिल्डिंग सियांग रिवर पे। क्लियर है जी। सियांग अपर मल्टीपर्पज प्रोजेक्ट टू हेल्प ड्यू टू लोकल इश्यूज को अभी रोका गया। द स्टेट ओन NHPC is working with stakeholders to expedite progress. India's strategic counter to China's upcoming 60-watt project, Medong County। क्लियर है जी, चलिए आगे। Dredging in Lake Manzala, a coastal lake in Egypt, has significantly impacted the lake's ecosystem. Show that dredging has increased the salinity and reduced nutrient level. Zooplanktons, a freshwater species declining, and saline species. Just remember Manzala Lake, that is in Egypt. Next is very important, 6 new sites added to global important agriculture heritage systems। क्लियर है जी। और इसके तहत हैज रिकॉग्नाइज 6 ट्रेडिशनल फार्मिंग सिस्टम्स फ्रॉम ब्राजील, चाइना, मैक्सिको, स्पेन एज ग्लोबली इंपॉर्टेंट। उनमें से एक है चाइना की फिशरी, मसल फिशरी। फिर वाइट टी कल्चर है चाइना का। फिर गावलन पी ऑर्चर्ड्स चाइना की। ब्राज़ील का एग्रो फॉरेस्ट्री। ऐसे ऑलरेडी इंडिया के 3 वहाँ पर सेव्ड है। एक तो ट्रेडिशनल एग्रीकल्चर है कोरापुट उड़ीसा का। कुटानाड अंडर सी लेवल फार्मिंग है, बिलो सी लेवल। और फिर सेफ्रन हेरिटेज है कश्मीर का। क्लियर है जी। इंट्रिकेट रिलेशनशिप विद देयर टेरिटरी, and these sites are characterized by remarkable agroforestry. Indian United Kingdom has signed an agreement handling sovereignty over the contested and strategically located Chagos Islands to Mauritius। जो चगोज आइलैंड्स होते थे उसको मॉरिशियस को गिफ्ट कर दिया था वापस। UK will pay Mauritius $136 million per year to lease back the base for at least 19 years. Clear Indian Ocean Archipelago is home to a strategically important naval and base, Diego Garcia. उसमें आता है चगोस आइलैंड. The Chagos Island, officially known as British Indian Ocean Territory, a group of seven atolls over 4,000 and was separated from Mauritius in 1964. Already US को ब्रिटिश ने इनवाइट किया था डीगो गार्शिया में बनाने के लिए military base. From these homes, India has welcomed the signing of the treaty between the UK and Mauritius on the return of Mauritian sovereignty over the Chagos Island, including Diego Garcia. क्लियर है जी, ये चिगोज आइलैंड्स है, ये सारा इसी का ही पार्ट है, समझ गए. और वहीं पे सदर्न मोस्ट इसका डीगो गार्शिया जहाँ पर नेवल बेस बनाया गया था यूके का, अब यूएस को दिया गया था. नेक्स्ट, Russia honored Biju Patnaik with a memorial plaque at its embassy in New Delhi for his crucial role in Battle of Stalingrad. He was a renowned freedom fighter, aviator, and politician. Royal Indian Air Force in 1936, a transport rescue pilot. Supply missions under the Battle of Stalingrad, aiding the siege Soviet Red Army. Israel Security Council approved a plan to gradually reoccupy all of the Gaza and hold it indefinitely for nearly 20 years after Israel technically ended its occupation of Gaza Strip. ये जो जियो स्टेट है इसने सीज कर लिया कंट्रोल ऑफ पैलेस्टीनियन क्राइम. ये भाई बार बार न्यूज में रहा. अभी पैलेस्टीन भी, ये मुद्दे आपके दिमाग में पूरी तरह क्लियर होने चाहिए, आपकी एसएसबी के लिए भी और अदरवाइज भी, क्योंकि अभी ईरान वाला जो इशू था वो भी कहीं ना कहीं इसी से कनेक्टेड था. चलिए फिर आगे बढ़ते हैं. पेंडेमिक एग्रीमेंट. WHO ने अडॉप्ट किया वर्ल्ड्स फर्स्ट पेंडेमिक एग्रीमेंट, ऑन गोइंग एनुअल मीटिंग ऑफ द इंटरगवर्नमेंटल बॉडी की 78th असेंबली थी, because it sets a principle for better international coordination to strengthen the global healthcare architecture for pandemic prevention, preparedness, and response. Ensure equitable and timely access to diagnostics, vaccines, and full implementation of it. कुछ नहीं भाई, कहानी है. ये ड्रूज माइनॉरिटी याद रखना, यूनिक रिलीजियस एंड एथनिक माइनॉरिटी, जो मिलती कहाँ पर, लेवेंट रीजन में, सीरिया में, लेबनन एंड इसराइल एंड जॉर्डन. Distinct religious group, roots in Islamism, an offshoot of Shia Muslims, have developed their own beliefs and practices, जिनको हम कह रहे हैं ड्रूज. Next, Sukhoi Su-57, Russia's ambition to complete the global fifth generation fighter market, is the export version of Su-57. Long range air to air missile such as R-37 and capable of hitting targets up to 400 kilometers away. India curbs Bangladeshi exports via land ports of Tripura, Assam, Meghalaya, and Mizoram, citing reciprocity and strategic concerns. From Bangladesh will be allowed to enter in India through the ports of Kolkata and Mumbai, where cargo shipments will be subjected to mandated inspections. ये आपने सभी ने सुना ही होगा, कलादान मल्टी मॉडल प्रोजेक्ट भी जो बन रहा है यहाँ से. नेक्स्ट, टूरिज्म. Saudi Arabia launched a platform and announced that the Tourist Summit will be held in Riyadh from November 11 to 13, which seeks to create a powerful partnership between public and private sectors and chart a future roadmap. Taiwan 2 mission. First mission to survey and sample a new Earth asteroid known as Taiwan 2 mission. It will investigate 469219 Camos Alova. Right. Next, Nepal held a moving tribute to Yala Glacier, one of the most studied glacier in the Hindu Kush Himalayas. As it continues to melt rapidly due to climate change, a river of ice, Yala, have already shrunk by 66%. Humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Dire situation of food insecurity and the challenges faced by an organization. Thousands of the Palestinians have been left desperate for food due to prolonged blockade. The Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, backed by the US and Israeli, faced criticism for its aid distribution methods. फ्रांस की नेशनल असेंबली ने बिल पास किया अनबेरेबल एंड इनक्योरेबल इलनेस टू चूज assisted dying, which we normally called as euthanasia, with the use of lethal medication under specific conditions, allowing individuals to take it themselves, with the right to die with dignity under strict conditions. China is accelerating the construction of Mohammed Dam in Pakistan, particularly following India's suspension of Indus Water Treaty. The goal of generating 800 megawatt of hydroelectric power, providing flood control and supplying drinking water. The acceleration is seen as a move to support Pakistan, a close ally amidst running tension with India. West Nile virus detected in mosquitoes in the UK for the first time. Single RNA virus that causes West Nile fire. Transmitted by mosquitoes. India has assumed the chairmanship of Asian Productivity Organization for 25-26. The formal handover took over during 67th governing body in Jakarta to advancing the APO vision and expanding the Green Productivity 2.0 framework. Emphasize the importance of regional collaboration in driving digital transformation, sustainability, and innovation and entrepreneurship. ऑपरेशन गेडियोन्स चैरियट्स ये इसराइल ने लॉन्च किया इन गाजा टू प्रेशराइज Hamas into releasing hostages. The primary aim is to completely destroy Hamas base and administrative infrastructure and secure the release of remaining Israeli hostages by Hamas. भूटान ने लॉन्च किया क्रिप्टो बेस्ड टूरिज्म पेमेंट सिस्टम in partnership with Binance Pay and DK Bank. First sovereign nation in the world to officially integrate crypto payment into a national tourism policy. The question of independence of Caledonia from France recently ignited a spark. ये पक्का आना पेपर में और ये कैलिडोनिया है किसका पार्ट ये भी चेक करिए कौन से आइलैंड्स का पार्ट है इट्स अ फ्रेंच टेरिटरी इन द साउथ पैसिफिक लॉन्ग स्टैंडिंग इंडिपेंडेंस मूवमेंट बाय इंडिजिनस कनक पॉपुलेशन इधर पार्ट ऑफ मेलिनेशिया ये पेपर में आना ही आना भाई पहले बता दूं ये पहले भी आ चुका क्वेश्चन क्लियर पॉलिनेशिया मेलिनेशिया का पार्ट है कैलिडोनिया tension led to the Maticanan Accords and later to the Nome Accord. So please do remember this कौन सा Caledonia which is under the France control. It's a part of Melanesia. WHO has declared outbreak in Papua New Guinea. Polio outbreak. Ongoing challenge of polio eradication. Papua New Guinea भी उधर ही ऑस्ट्रेलिया के ऊपर ही है ऊपर यहाँ पे टॉर स्टेट है ऊपर पपुआ न्यू गिनी है was found in healthy vaccinated children during the routine screening. Next is very important Mount Levotobi Laki Laki, which is an active volcano in Indonesia. Erupted twice on the May 19, volcanic reaching 1.1 kilometer into the atmosphere. Sudan's Army Chief General Abdel Borra has appointed this person, Kamel Al Taib, as country's first prime minister since civil war erupted. न्यू डेवलपमेंट बैंक जो कि स्थापित किया ब्रिक्स नेशंस ने, इन्होंने अभी अभी अल्जीरिया को एज नाइन्थ मेंबर, मार्किंग अ सिग्निफिकेंट एक्सपेंशन ऑफ ग्लोबल मेंबरशिप बेस। न्यू डेवलपमेंट बैंक जिसके रशिया, चाइना में शंघाई में इसके हेडक्वार्टर्स हैं। मेंबर्स ब्रिक्स के अलावा अब नए बन चुके हैं, बांग्लादेश भी बन चुका है, यूएई भी बन चुका है, इजिप्ट भी बन चुका है, अल्जीरिया भी नौवां मेंबर बन गया। वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। क्लियर है? मेंबर्स ऑफ द यूनाइटेड नेशंस इंक्लूडिंग बोथ बोरोइंग एंड नॉन बोरोइंग। यूरुग्वे को प्रोस्पेक्टिव मेंबर बनाया गया। उसके बाद मल्टीलेटरल डेवलपमेंट बैंक फॉर mobilizing resources for infrastructure and sustainable development. Six East Asia African nations have signed a MOU to eliminate visceral leishmaniasis, Kala Azar, a life-threatening neglected tropical disease. Involved is Chad, Djibouti, Ethiopia, Somalia, South Sudan, Sudan. Next, India EU Trade and Technology Council. India and EU have launched two research initiatives focused on tackling marine plastic litter and developing ways to green hydrogen solutions. Are co-founded by EU's Horizon for Europe program and relevant Indian ministries. So that was about this international news. Let's check out the science part. Elimination of trachoma as a public health problem by World Health Organization at 78th World Health Organization meet in Geneva. Government of India has eliminated trachoma as public health problem. India also became the third country in Southeast Asia to reach its public health milestone. Has taken various steps to under the program for control of blindness and wisdom. Next study, India's scientific advancement. Polar Bhavan and Sagar Bhavan, right? And National Center for Polar and Ocean Research. कहाँ पर? गोवा। वहां पर ये खोले गए पोलर भवन और सागर भवन। World class ice core labs and first globally. The minister emphasized their strategic role in climate science and ocean geopolitics. India's leadership in blue economy and deep ocean mission. NB 1.81 point variant जो है 1.5 times more contagious than 8.1 variant has been classified as variant under monitoring for strains that carry genetic changes that may affect virus behavior. मसूरा फैंतोनी, ये कहीं नहीं आने वाला। बाढ़ में गया फैंतोनी शैंतोनी सिचुतोर पर मेघालय मौसम में ये मिला by a team of researchers. Most cave fish lose their eyesight and pigmentation over generations, relying on heightened non-visual senses to navigate pitch dark waters. Still sees shows of its color too, and it is a that thrives inside caves but isn't entirely dependent on subarctic. Sudan is facing a severe cholera outbreak, reported by Health Ministry 2,700 infections and 172 deaths in a week. Sudan की राजधानी है Khartoum, most affected area, accounting for 90% of these cases, is attributed to ongoing conflict and destruction of vital infrastructure. Cholera is an acute diarrheal disease. 150-kilometer submarine cable near Vandoor in Andaman Nicobar Islands. to enhance ocean monitoring and tsunami forecasting by establishing two deep sea science nodes equipped with advanced sensors. Soviet spacecraft, part of the Cosmos 482 mission, is expected to crash back to Earth. Cosmos 482 space probe launched, part of the Venera program, studying Venus atmosphere. CERN briefly created gold from lead by smashing lead ions together at light, near speed light, in the Large Hadron Collider. Near miss collisions of lead nuclei, where the intense electromagnetic field created photons that ejected three photons on a lead nuclei. Lasted for a fraction of a second, a fleeting alchemy breakthrough. Mad Max collaboration, first results of its research for dark photons using a prototype. Magnetized disk and mirror axiom experiment to detect dark matter in candidates such as axions and dark photons. इसरो का PSLV 6C61 मिशन failed to place Earth observation satellite into its intended sun synchronous polar orbit due to glitch in the rocket's third stage. So it was ISRO's 101st mission and the 63rd using the PSLV. An advanced is Indian remote sensing satellite equipped with a C-band synthetic aperture radar. Next, the high stack haloscope at Yale sensitive to axiom CDM. A technological advance while detecting axioms. No axioms were detected. The experiment significantly expanded parameter space of an axiom mass coupling states. Not very. Nagaland University has developed a new method for producing aminated graphene, a derivative of reduced graphene oxide, more efficient and cost efficient supercapacitors. So they are faster, more energy efficient, and scalable compared to the traditional methods. Wide electrochemical window, high energy density, and excellent stability. AISCZ बनाया जा रहा कहाँ पर? नवा रायपुर in छत्तीसगढ़, led by रैक बैंक डाटा सेंटर्स प्राइवेट लिमिटेड. 1000 crore की इन्वेस्टमेंट है to foster AI innovation, research and development, positioning India as a global AI hub. DGPIN, Digital Postal Index Number, India's new digital address system, developed by Department of Post in collaboration with IIT Hyderabad, provides a unique 10-character alphanumeric code for every 4M into 4M grid across India. Clearly, नए डिजिटल एड्रेस बनाए गए हैं डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ पोस्ट ने हैदराबाद के साथ मिलके और नेशनल रिमोट सेंसिंग इसरो ने मिलके बनाए हैं. So aims to offer more precise location identification than traditional postal pin codes. Jayant Narlikar's Hoyle Narlikar theory of gravity, alternative to Einstein's general relativity, proposing a steady state universe without a beginning or end. Gravity is influenced by all matter in the universe. Mach's principle introduces the concept of creation of field, C field, to explain continuous matter creation. Large solar eruption nicknamed bird wing event extended over a million kilometers delivered a glancing low, caused geomagnetic storms potentially disrupting power grids, GPS system and communication. Grail mission to map the moon's gravitational field with unprecedented accuracy using two spacecraft, Ebb and Flow. was to understand the moon's internal structure, the difference between its near and far sides. याद रखिएगा ग्रेल मिशन, मून्स ग्रेविटेशन फील्ड को, बायो ई 3 पॉलिसी, न्यू एरा ऑफ बायो रेवोल्यूशन, क्लियर है, poised to advancement in space nutrition through pioneering experiments of God, to explore sustainable food sources for long duration space missions. These experiments are spearheaded by the ISRO in collaboration with the Department of Biotechnology. Examine the impact of microgravity and space radiation on the growth of edible microalgae. तो ये थे जी भाई, हमने अभी डिस्कस कौन सी चीज़ की है जी, इंटरनेशनल न्यूज़ के बाद साइंस पार्ट। अब अगला देखेंगे स्पोर्ट्स सेक्शन, अगेन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। तो चलिए फिर स्पोर्ट्स के करंट अफेयर्स अब डिस्कस किए जाते हैं। लेट्स बिगिन विद द फर्स्ट वन। केरला क्रिकेट एसोसिएशन हैज सस्पेंडेड former cricket Sri Sant from all cricket activities or associations with the 3 years for making false and defamatory statements against association. Sanju Samson's exclusion from India's Champions Trophy. Let's move on to the next one then. Agalari Indian captain Rohit Sharma has announced the retirement, right, from Test cricket immediate effect. Had already retired from 2020 internationals. Kanak Bhadwar, she is a shooter from Rohtak, top finish at ISSF Junior World Cup in Seoul, Germany. Women's 10-meter air pistol event by defeating European champion. Virat Kohli has announced his retirement from Test cricket, ending a 14-year remarkable career by 30 centuries and 9230 runs. Italian Open. Carlos Alcaraz first Italian Open title after defeating Jannik Sinner in the 7th ATP Masters. 14th Sudiram Cup title. China claimed the 14th Sudiram title from South Korea इन बैडमिंटन चैंपियनशिप। ये पूछ सकता है सुधीर मैन कप जो है किस चीज़ के लिए, बैडमिंटन के लिए। ऐसे क्वेश्चन आपके एफ कैट में आ जाते हैं। Srihari LR from Tamil Nadu has officially become the country's 86th Grandmaster, marking a major milestone in Indian chess. After a long wait, Srihari scaled his final GM norm at the Asian Individual Men's Chess Championship. Doha Diamond League 2025, Neeraj Chopra has achieved a historic milestone at this league, finally breaching 90-meter mark, 90.23-meter throw, under the guidance of Zen Zelini, marks a significant moment in his career. First Indian, third Asian to do so. South Asian Football Federation Under 19 Championship. Men's football team won SAF Under 19 2025 after defeating Bangladesh by 4-3. And this was held in UPA in Arunachal Pradesh. Kush Mani edged his name in the record books by becoming the first Indian to win a Formula 2 race at Monaco Grand Prix. कुश मणि याद रखिएगा जी, किससे एसोसिएटेड है, ही वाज इन न्यूज़, फॉर्मूला 2 कार रेसिंग। 2025 FIBA Women's Asia Cup will be held in Shenzhen, China. FIBA Hall, this MILEG event ambassador. Asian Weightlifting Championship 2026 will be held in the city of Ahmedabad from April 1 to 10, and then Gandhinagar, another city, has decided venue. Originally at 2024 AWF Congress held in Tashkent, Uzbekistan. क्लियर है जी। नेक्स्ट बात करते हैं नेपालीज शेरपा कामी रिता scaled Mount Everest for 31st time, breaking his own record, most successful ascent of the world's highest mountain. Joseph Ney passed away on 6 May 2025. At the age of 88, he's the widely known for concept of soft power in 1990, ability to influence other countries through persuasion and attraction rather than coercion, shaping the preferences of others by appealing their values, culture, and interests. In contrast to hard power, which relies on the military and economic strength. एम आर श्रीनिवासन, ये अभी सारे पर्सन न्यूज़ हम कवर कर रहे हैं, जो कि न्यूक्लियर साइंटिस्ट हैं, चेयरमैन रहे एटॉमिक एनर्जी के. रिसेंटली ही पास अवे एट द एज ऑफ 95 in Ooty, Tamil Nadu, in the development of India's nuclear power program and worked alongside Dr. Homi Bhabha for the construction of world country's first nuclear reactor. एम आर श्रीनिवासन नाम याद रखिए, पेपर में आएगा जी. डॉक्टर एम आर श्रीनिवासन, हु was he? Recently died. So he was more into nuclear energy association, right? Tapan Kumar Deka, a veteran Indian IPS officer, has been granted a 1 year extension as director of IB, appointment committee of the cabinet. Continued leadership has been sanctioned under a special provision allowing service extension in the public interest. Sub Inspector Geeta Samota, CISF, has become the first in force to scale Mount Everest. Geeta Samota. In an election held amid global economic uncertainties, PAP returned to the government in a stunning victory by 87 out of 90 seats in Singapore. Prime Minister Lawrence Wong. Clearly, Singapore में PAP party is born. Anthony Albanese became the first Australian Prime Minister to win a second consecutive 3 year term in 21 years. Anthony Albanese. Sabe Saleh bin Baikas served as a finance minister in the previous cabinet, now prime minister. आपने ये नाम सारे नोट कर लेने, क्योंकि इन पे क्वेश्चन यूपीएससी तकरीबन CAPF CDS में डाल देता है. Germany's conservative leader Friedrich Merz won a nail-biter second vote in parliament to become chancellor, and after he lost the first round in a stunning early setback. Robert Francis Pavos, first pope from the United States, picking the papal name Leo XIV after cardinals from around the world elected him leader of the world's 1.4 billion Catholics. Robert Francis Pavos. Reina Garcia and External Affairs Minister D.J. Shankar, Dr. S. Shankar, inaugurated the newly established Embassy of the Republic of Honduras in New Delhi. Now let's check out the places in news. ASEAN GCC Summit says Southeast Asian nations is set to hold a 3 day summit with China and 6 Gulf countries. An effort to bolster economic resilience as they grapple with global volatility and UN. Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim opening a summit in Kuala Lumpur, a 10 year association of Southeast Asian nations and the Gulf Cooperation Organizations. कोलालमपुर राजधानी है मलेशिया की, वहाँ पर ये सेकेंड एशियान JCC समिट हुआ है. क्वाड पार्टनर्स आपको पता, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, इंडिया, जापान, यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स convened a US and Asia, as the Asia Pacific Center for Security Studies in Honolulu, Hawaii, for a tabletop exercise, a simulation to launch Quad Indo-Pacific Logistics Network. Is an initiative that enables to leverage shared logistics capabilities in the Indo-Pacific to support civilian response to natural disasters. Wave Summit. India is set to host the inaugural Wave Summit in Mumbai, Maharashtra, first international education city in Navi Mumbai. The SIDCO signed memorandum of understanding worth 3,000 crore with the University of York and the Western Australian University at the Wave Summit. The 5 universities invited to establish campuses in Mumbai and Navi Mumbai. World Bank Land Conference 2025. India marked a strong and impactful presence at this conference, which was held in Washington, D.C. Role of a country champion under the leadership of Shri Vivek Bhardwaj. India has formally assumed the chairmanship of the ASEAN Productivity Organization. पूछ सकता किसकी चेयरमैनशिप अभी रिसेंटली इंडिया ने अभी ली है, दैट इज एशियान प्रोडक्टिविटी एज an organization. 67th session of governing body meeting at APO, and this was held in Jakarta. The Indian delegation is led by Secretary Department of Promotion DIPP and APO Director for India Shri Amardeep Singh Bhatia. एशियान प्रोडक्टिविटी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है क्या 1961 में बनी है, इज अ टोक्यो बेस्ड इंटरगवर्नमेंट बॉडी दैट प्रमोट्स प्रोडक्टिविटी enhancement across the Asia Pacific region through mutual cooperation and capacity building. And this comprises 21 members committees. Founding members, one of the founding member was India. Let's check out the states and news now. Maharashtra government has officially agreed to merge Konkan Railways with Indian Railways. The merger, which was previously been approved by the Karnataka, Goa, Kerala governments, aimed to resolve Konkan Railway's financial constraints and enhance operational efficiency. Owned by Ministry of Railways, now 51% stake. Four states: Maharashtra 22%, Karnataka 15%, Goa less percent, and then Kerala 6. Goa and Kerala have 6%. So major stake is with Maharashtra, and now Indian Railways के पास है. Vistadome coach service. The Uttar Pradesh government has launched a Vistadome coach service for connecting Katarniga Ghat Wildlife Sanctuary in Bahreich district with Dudhwa Tiger Reserve in Pilibhit. First state in India to offer a jungle safari through a Vistadome train. Objective is to promote state's forest regions under the brand One Destination Three Forest, Dudhwa National Park, Katarniga Ghat, and then Kishanpur Wildlife Sanctuary. Sahajog, Odisha government, a pioneer initiative to facilitate the access to government welfare schemes for urban poor, identifying eligible beneficiaries in urban poor communities and connecting them to appropriate schemes through mass awareness doorstep delivery. Recent discoveries of Satvahan descriptions in Telangana, like those of Gundaram forest, provide crucial information about the region's history during the dynasty's reign. A prominent dynasty in Deccan region played an important role in shaping early history and culture, particularly through their military strength, patronage of Buddhism, and influence on trade and urbanization. आप में से किसी को भी करंट अफेयर्स चाहिए होंगे, आप इस व्हाट्सएप पे कर सकते हैं, और अदरवाइज आप डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं ई तक्षशिला ऐप से. आपको ये पीडीएफ वहां पर मिल जाएगी. Rajasthan has become a part of the India's first interstate cheetah conservation corridor along with Madhya Pradesh. Is spread across Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. This includes Kuno National Park, where cheetah reintroduction project is being implemented. Gandhi Sagar Sanctuary, located on the banks of Chamba River, has been selected to develop second habitat for cheetahs. The project has technical guidance from National Tiger Conservation Authority. Jharkhand forest officials have successfully relocated Jaigir, a village located inside the Palamu Tiger Reserve, to be entirely located outside the core area. It is located in the western part of Chota Nagpur Plateau and is spread over the two districts, Latehar and Gadwa. First reserve in the world, which is a tiger, in which a tiger census has carried out as a pug mark count. पंडित लक्ष्मी चंद कलाकार सामाजिक सम्मान योजना हरियाणा गवर्नमेंट के द्वारा स्टार्ट की टू सपोर्ट सीनियर आर्टिस्ट एंड आर्ट स्कॉलर्स फाइनेंशियली. Monthly honorarium of 10,000 rupees to eligible individuals who have contributed to the arts for at least 20 years. India's first city to ban begging and arms saving has been declared Indore. Bhikshavritti Mukta Bharat to address begging and rehabilitate individuals forced into it. Indore began its campaign in February 2024. Adi Shakti Abhiyan, Maharashtra government state-wide women-centric campaign to boost women empowerment at a grassroots level. A budgetary outlay of 10.50 crore will address the budgetary outlay of Key issues such as malnutrition, infant and maternal mortality, domestic violence, and child. This thing. Launched at Chaundi in Maharashtra, the birthplace of Alia Bhai Holkar, the famous 18th century queen of Holkar dynasty, to commemorate 300th birth anniversary. Vruti campaign, it's a Kerala launched Clean Kerala Conclave, innovative practices and collective achievements in the waste management, cleanliness of the body and mind, and at all societal levels, from the chief minister to sanitation workers. Encourages competition among the local bodies for achieving 100%. Himachal government has notified Sarachu Conservation Reserve. The reserve is in Lahaul Spiti region, India's largest, covering 1585 square kilometer, bounded by UT of Ladakh, Kibber Wildlife Sanctuary, Malang Nala, and Chandratal Wildlife Sanctuary. The flora and fauna includes the snow leopard, Tibetan wolf, bharal, then Himalayan ibex, kyang, Tibet argali, and rare birds like rose finch, Tibetan raven. ये कुछ नहीं याद करना नहीं. Next बढ़ते हैं. पुष्कर कुंभ मेला. It has made a return to Keshav Prayag in Mana village after 12-year hiatus. Hiatus means break. Located at the confluence of Alkananda and Saraswati. Attracts Vaishnavites, devotees across from South India, who believe that participation purifies the soul and grants moksha. When Jupiter enters Gemini, a rare astrological event believed to purify the soul. Jharkhand's religious site of Marang Puru at Parasnath Hill holds sacred value for both the Santal Adivasis and Jain communities. Jharkhand High Court enforced a ban on the sale and consumption of meat and alcohol on this hills. It is known as Samed Shikharji for Jains, where 20 of 24 Tirthankars attained liberation, revered as Marang Guru and as supreme deity of the Santal tribes. Mizoram CM declared full literacy status, surpassing the 95% literacy rate threshold as set by Ministry of Education. This became the first fully literate state in India. Mizoram's literacy rate now stands 98.2%. So most literate state in our country, full literacy level has been achieved by Mizoram. Raveer scheme by Madhya Pradesh to incentivize citizens to help road accident victims and promote. Rewards individuals who transport accident victims to primary health centers. Cash prize of 25,000. Andhra Pradesh state government has signed a MOU with leading company Creative Land Asia Private Limited to develop the India's first transmedia entertainment city in Waves. The Center for Earth Sciences and Himalayan Studies has successfully drilled Northeast India's first geothermal production well in Arunachal's Dirang, which is situated in the West Kameng district. Is heat derived from the Earth's interior, generated primarily through the slow decay. It's a renewable energy and geothermal energy project has been supported by Arunachal government and Ministry of Earth Sciences. Maharashtra government will make a film on Alia Bhai Holkar's life for the 300th birth anniversary. Artificial sand for all government and semi-government construction projects. This artificial sand is produced by crushing rocks, hard rocks, often granite, into small sand-sized particles. Companies involved in the crushing projects will get a micro MSME status also. Ankur. Odisha government has launched a new initiative, Atal Network for Knowledge, Urbanization and Reforms, to foster inclusive and sustainable urban development with a focus on innovation and citizen-centric approach. Nai Disha. To reduce school dropout rates, Delhi Police has launched a community outreach initiative titled Nai Disha to bring out of school children back into education system. Let's check out the economy part. Again, very crucial. India achieved a record FDI inflow of 81.04 billion in financial year 24-25. Service sector, top recipient of FDI equity, 19% of inflows. Computer service and hardware 16%, trading 8%. The service sectors led the surge by 40.77% increase. Maharashtra accounted for the highest share, 39% of the total FDI. Karnataka and Delhi 12%. Among source countries, Singapore led with 30% share, followed by Mauritius and the United States. India has surpassed Japan to become the fourth largest economy. It's only after US, China, and Germany. The IMF in recent report had said India will remain the world's fastest growing major economy, the only country expected to clock over 6% growth in the next 2 years. $4.13 trillion, surpassing Japan's $4.186 trillion, was 2.1 trillion in 2015. Since then, the country has more than doubled its economy. India's GDP increasing it to $5.5 in 2028, overtaking Germany to become the third largest economy. Has been pegged $30.5 trillion for 2025. RBI has decided to recognize Fixed Income Money Market and Derivatives Association of India as a self-regulatory organization in financial markets to enhance supervision in India's financial markets. This FIMDA, Fixed Income Money Market and Derivative Association of India, established in 1998. इसको अभी SRO सेल्फ रेगुलेटरी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन रिकग्निशन मिली है आरबीआई द्वारा. Strategic Action Plan to internationalize the Indian rupee, widely accepted and used in global trade and finance, allowing domestic banks to lend rupees to overseas borrowers. Niveshak Shivir Initiative, Investor Protection Fund Authority. The SEBI aims to help investors reclaim unclaimed dividend and shares, including those for 6 to 7 years. Eliminate intermediaries by fostering direct interaction between investors and companies and registrars. Immediate redressal mechanism for investor grievances. Clearly, SEBI द्वारा investors reclaim unclaimed dividends and shares. RBI has cancelled the license of HCBL Cooperative Bank. ये भी याद रखें. Its inability to meet capital and earning standards. UN has cut India's 2025 GDP growth forecast to 6.3%, still recognizing India as one of the fastest growing large economies. United Nations has cut down India's GDP. ये हमने देख लिया जी. अगला रिटेल इन्फ्लेशन cooled for the sixth consecutive month to 3.16%, lowest in the 69 months. Fall in prices driven in large part by sharply easing food prices, vegetables and the pulses. Consumer price index released by the Ministry of Stats in the program. क्लियरली इन्फ्लेशन काफ़ी गिरी, तभी रेपो रेट बार बार चेंज किए गए हैं. नेक्स्ट बात करते जी के वीरास्वामी वर्सेस यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया जजमेंट. इंपॉर्टेंट है जी. वाइस प्रेसिडेंट सेड इन न्यू दिल्ली 1991 जजमेंट है ये. Issue whether the Prevention of Corruption Act has was applicable to higher court judges. 99 judges can be prosecuted for corruption only after prior sanction. तो याद रखें वीरा स्वामी वर्सेस यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया. इस केस को बारे उठाया था किन्होंने? इन्होंने आर धांकर साहब वाइस प्रेसिडेंट. यशोदा AI, your AI Saki, first of its kind AI literacy drive to advance women's AI literacy and digital awareness, was held at Mahatma Jyoti Phule, Rohilkhand University, Bareilly. clearly literacy driven to demands women's AI. India's effort to empower women, especially from rural and semi-urban communities. Group of monuments at Lakundi, temples from surrounding places of Karnataka, 10th to 12th century, built during the period of Kalyan Chalukyas, are in the process of being finalized for inclusion in the UNESCO's tentative list of World Heritage Sites. State has already announced its intent to give the proposal push and tied up with the Indian National Trust for Art and Heritage. So Lakundi temples in Karnataka, which are dating back to 10th and 12th and Kalyan Chalukyas के अंदर बना था तो यूनेस्को वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट में ऐड होंगे. Draupadi Murmu, our president, has invoked the really Article 143 to send a reference to Supreme Court to question its order and setting timelines for governors and the president to grant assent to bills passed by the state legislature. Allows the president to seek Supreme Court's opinion in matters of legal and public importance. A constitutional bench will be considered to answer the president's references. Supreme Court restored a minimum of 3 years of legal practice mandatory to apply for entry-level judicial service. High Courts and the Supreme Courts. Amend the relevant service rules to affect the candidate desirous of appearing in the examination. And this was headed by Chief Justice of India B.R. Gavai. India's coastline has increased by 48%, not because of new land, but due to digital mapping and updated measurements. Now it is 11,098 km, giving a clear view of the country's natural borders. Shift from low resolution 1 is to 45 lakh to high resolution 1 is to 25 lakh, not 25 lakh, 2 lakh 50,000. Finer measurement of coastline spent. और सबसे ज़्यादा कोस्टलाइन कहाँ की पड़ी है जी? अंडमान निकोबार की, उसके बाद गुजरात, देन तमिलनाडु. राइट, ये कोस्ट लाइन है, ये भी आपको ऑर्डर पता होना चाहिए. दिस कैन कम बिकॉज कोस्ट लाइन इज इन न्यूज, दे कैन मेक अप द क्वेश्चन. राइट, तो ये आपको ऑर्डर याद होना चाहिए. GTM, GTAM, WKOK, G. So this is the new coastline which you need to remember. GTM, WKOK, G. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं जी. Life Insurance Corporation of India has achieved a world record, Guinness World Record, selling the most life insurance policies in a single day. And this achievement is a result of LIC's Mad Million Day campaign. Agents were encouraged to sell at least one policy. Archaeological Survey of India, in collaboration with World Monuments and TCS Foundation, has successfully restored the 16th century Rajan Ki Boli step well located in Delhi, Mehroli Archaeological Park. Lime plaster and mortar were used to maintain the step well's original character. Is a Lodi era step well known for its elegant arched colonnades, ornate stucco battalions, and this thing. श्रीउली लिली फेस्टिवल पूछ सकता कहाँ पर हुआ? मणिपुर में, वो वहाँ पे खुरूल में. एनुअल स्टेट फेस्टिवल यूनिक श्रीउली लिली vibrant cultural heritage of Tangaluk Naga tribe will be hosted at various locations like Shiruli village, TNL ground, Bhangedi, Bakshi, and the festival is 5th edition. Vizhinjam International Seaport in Kerala, milestone in India's maritime infrastructure, first deep water transshipment port. पक्का आना पेपरों में, designed for container and multi-purpose cargo. The port is developed under PPP on design, build, finance, operate, and transfer. Natural deep draft of nearly 20 meters, location near one of the world's busiest in the sea trade routes. It is India's semi-automated port and is equipped with AI-driven control room. and country's first indigenous vessel traffic management system. Nagarhole Reserve, which is in Karnataka, has evicted 52 Kenu Kuruba tribal families. Jenu Kuruba tribals, honey collectors in Karnataka, are a forest dwelling tribe in Kodagu, Mysore. Expectations of life at birth for India has dropped for the first time in 50 years by zero point 0.2 years. Birth has been 69.8 years between 2017 to 21, and for rural and urban area life expectancy has declined by zero point 0.1 and zero point 0.3. Has granted principal approval for greenfield. ग्रीनफील्ड समेत एक होते ब्राउन फील्ड, एक होते ग्रीनफील्ड. ग्रीनफील्ड जहाँ पर पहले कभी था नहीं, वहाँ पर नया एयरपोर्ट बन रहा है, कोटा राजस्थान में, दूसरा पुरी उड़ीसा में. फर्स्ट mortgage backed pass. India's first mortgage backed pass through certificates. Kozhikode city has been honored with another global recognition and membership in the World Health Organization global network of age-friendly cities and communities. Joins a network of cities that formulate policies, provide services, and develop infrastructure aimed at supporting the elderly population. 2010 में ये स्थापित हुई थी. Network is not an accreditation for age friendly. It reflects the commitment to listen to the needs of their aging population. Become the world's first top potato producer, overtaking China. और ये किसने कहा? पेरू बेस्ड इंटरनेशनल पोटैटो सेंटर. Renew Power Renewable Energy Company is investing about 22,000 crore in what it claims to be the country's largest single site RE complex, coming up at Bethabale, Anandpur district of Andhra. Madhapura Lake in Devangere, Karnataka. Seventh inscription for the time of Vikramaditya of Badami Chalukya dynasty. 5 feet long inscribed in Old Kannada script. MSC Irina, world's largest container ship by capacity, has located docked at Vizhinjam International Seaport in Kerala. Arrival highlights the port's capacity to handle ultra large container vessel. याद रखिए MSC Irina और Vizhinjam में. भारत बोध केंद्र at the India Habitat Center in Delhi is being established. So these were the current affairs for the month of May. We have covered each and every topic: international relations. We have covered the national news, person in news, places in news, defense, sports, awards, all these things, environment. सो अगर आप में से किसी को भी ये पीडीएफ चाहिए हो, आप पीडीएफ डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं ई तक्षशिला ऐप से. थैंक यू. जय हिंद एवरीवन.